What's up, y'all? How you doing? How you doing? Been a minute since I've been on here and blabbed on a weekend morning. I would love to be able to get my little chat routine in the mornings on the weekends up and going again. But we're still I'm still getting settled in and getting adjusted so that I can get a routine going. That's tough. I've noticed though that honestly, what I'm kind of trying to do is just recreate my old routine. And it's not really, I mean, it's working, but it's not quite the same? So I wake up in the morning and I come in here to my studio and I got my little futon couch over there. And that's where I spend my mornings waking up, which is pretty much what I did for the last 2 years we lived back in Vegas. I don't know though. I kind of feel like a new routine is coming. What's up, y'all? How you doing? How y'all doing? Mm. Can't promise I'm going to be on here forever. It's 6:37 right now. I'll probably stay on here until about 7 a.m. Not going to be forever. Just wanted to hop on and say what's up, touch base with you. Don't chat much anymore. Yeah, this transition has been rough. It's been difficult. It's been very hard. And that's weird for me because used to a transition like a move or a change of location, easy. Nothing. Let's do it. Just bounce to the next place and bounce to the next place. Oh shit, whatever. Let's just bounce to the next place. And that's how I live my life. And then as soon as we got to Vegas, that became home. Never felt that. Ever. Never felt that. And I seriously feel like the universe was testing me. The universe was testing me. It's like, are you gonna stay trapped in your comfort zone? Or if I let you get comfortable for a few years, are you still going to listen to me? You still going to do what I'm telling you to do when I tell you to do it? So that was the hard part. But here we are. It's all good. Hey man, and one thing that I'm noticing too, I'm not going to lie, I had this preconceived version of what I thought living in California would be like. And to be 100% honest with you, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. All you hear is nightmare horror stories about California. That's all you hear. And so far, what I'm seeing doesn't match what I heard. The only thing that I think it is, and I swear this is that's so petty. If this is really what fuels all these nightmare horror stories, the only thing that's, I guess, kind of a downside is shit's expensive here. That's it. That's it. That's it. It's all I've seen so far. Shit's expensive. Everything's more expensive. Gas is more expensive. Groceries are more expensive. Rent's more expensive, and that's it. That's it. And I'm sitting here thinking like, yeah, that would be what would influence most people to tell all these horror stories about a place, you know what I'm saying? Because man, they get you locked into that lack mindset, and that's just if that's the way you perceive the world, then yeah, that's no good, man. I don't care. Shit's expensive, whatever. I don't care. I trained myself for years to not worry about that kind of shit on my manifestation journey. So I don't really care. No matter to me. But no, man, it doesn't really I'm not seeing all these horrible things that I've heard of. Like everybody's leaving California. It's so horrible there. The laws are so terrible. The The law enforcement is so terrible. The school systems, dude, the school systems here. Oh, check this out. Oh, here's another weird thing. Here's another weird thing that I actually think is cool. So, Chino Hills, where I'm living, is predominantly Asian. Predominantly. Yeah. If you're white, you're a minority here. It is predominantly Asian. And my kids' schools, all Asian. All of them. All of them. And I'm like, well, fucking A, that's awesome because like if my kids are going to make friends, you know that they're probably not any little Asian kids who are doing any stupid shit, you know? And it blew our minds. We were going up to the school was letting out that day and we're like, "Oh my god. Nothing, all Asian kids, all of them." I think we saw like 10 white kids. That's it. Like for real. And I asked my kids, I'm like, any white kids in your class? And one of my daughters said, no, I'm the only one. And I was like, well, fucking A, good, because now you're going to make friends with somebody that you know is not going to be a bad influence on you. You know, because you know, none of them kids are bad influences. They're not going to be doing stupid shit in a little town like this, you know? So this is a very interesting. And the school system's like rated, like I think one of the top schools in California, you know? And yeah. So far, it like I'm going through this weird thing where I was scared moving here. I was. I was scared moving here. This was a prime, perfect example of me doing something that I didn't want to do because I knew the universe was telling me to do it. Perfect prime example. This is the last place on the planet I wanted to live. You know, even a year ago when me and Leah would be discussing, you know, where you want to move? Where are we going to move whenever our lease is up? Are we going to move? Are we going to stay? And we talked about every state on the map except California. And you know, I didn't want to. It's just one of those examples. When the universe, that's like I tell everybody, there's two things, two things that you need to learn. When the universe says go and when the universe says no. Those are two things that you need to learn. And yeah, this is a big, I felt like the universe was telling me that this is where I need to be. She didn't really want to be here either. You know, she didn't really want to be here either. Whenever she first got with me, she said, you know, I put California behind me. I said, I'm never coming back. Even if me and Rich were to not work out for some reason, I'll just go get a job in some other state. And like, she never wanted to come back here. So it was, she feels the same way. It was weird for her too, you know, but that's one of them things, man. That's the path. That's the path. A big part of the path. So anyway, yes. Well, yes. New York being another one of those places. New York. I had been to New York though. Yeah, I've been to New York. I'd never been to California until I got with Leah though. But anyway, yeah, those are the two. I mean, yeah, you got to think the main staple for the East Coast is New York, obviously, even though there's a whole other coast of states on the East Coast. And the main staple for the West Coast is California, obviously. But yeah, they seem to be pretty hated on, you know, the coast to coast rivals and whatnot. Anyway, though, I seriously feel like once we settle in, it's not going to be nearly as bad as what I thought it would be. Like my entire perspective on it is going to change, you know? I think so. I think so. Oh yeah, y'all like the setup? It's kind of cool. The only thing is how my camera. I'm not satisfied with how my camera looks. So I'm going to take it in tomorrow and David Leo King, he's going to show me all the settings and how to work it and whatnot. That motherfucker, dude, he blows my mind. That motherfucker is so packed full of all this crazy ass knowledge. Like you walk into high vibe. First of all, I didn't even know. Like, okay, so let me tell you the story. He had bought a reading from me a year ago, maybe right at about a year ago, and it surprised me. I thought that was kind of weird. I didn't know too much about him, but it surprised me that he bought a reading from me because of what little I did know about him. I didn't think he was somebody who would like me. You know, you ever like in the line of work, what I do for a living? Sometimes I'll watch other people and think, oh yeah, I could probably get along with that person, and yeah, no, me and that person we wouldn't work very well together. Or, oh yeah, oh man, I would love to collab with that person. Oh, that person would probably hate me, you know. And he was one of the people that I just kind of assumed would not like me. So it surprised me when he got a reading from me. I thought that was strange and interesting, and not long after that, I started getting this funny feeling to reach out to him, and I don't know why. That's not like me. I like of the readers that I have collabed with, um, I didn't reach out to them and ask to collab with them. I didn't do that. So it was weird because it's like I don't know much about this dude. You know, I don't really watch videos of tarot or astrology anymore like I used to. So why am I? So I kept feeling this funny feeling to reach out to him. And then I don't know how it came up in conversation shortly after that that he is actually very, very near Leah's parents. And once Leah, because I don't remember how it came up in conversation, but something about how High Vibe Studios is at Huntington Beach. And Leah said, oh, yeah, that's like 20 minutes away from my mom's house. And I was like, oh, really? She said that. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe that makes sense as to why I'm feeling this strange feeling to reach out to him. And so I went ahead and reached out to him on Instagram and said, yo, maybe one of these days I can hit you up when we're in California because I just found out that you're right near my wife's parents. And gave him my number, and then poof, that was it. And this was, man, like I said, in good God, I don't know, maybe June, July, like maybe 6 months before. And then as soon as the holidays come rolling around that year, we end up finding out we're coming here for the holidays. And that's when I was like, dude, I wonder if I can meet up with dude when we go down there. And I told Leah this. And I was just feeling this strange, funny feeling. I didn't know anything about him. And long story short, we met up and went and hung out for a day. And I did not know he has a whole fucking TV network. I didn't know that. I didn't know he has a whole big ass fucking studio. Dude, I didn't know that. The whole big ass fucking studio in this, it's kind of like in this industrial complex, you know, where they have like factories and warehouses and stuff like that. You know, like every city has like a little industrial complex of just plain buildings where they have like factories and stuff like that. And then yeah, in one of these industrial complexes, hidden in there, you would never suspect it driving past it. He has this whole big ass fucking studio with this whole TV network in there. And he all this fucking professional ass TV equipment with these big ass cameras and shit. And it just blows my mind sitting and watching him work all this equipment and shit. And I'm like, God damn. And finally, anyway, I'm kind of scattered all over the place. I asked him, I said, what would be a good camera to use? Because I've experimented with some cameras and shit, but I've never really had what I consider to be a nice camera. Because every damn time I try to buy a camera, it sucks. It's horrible, you know? So I just end up going back to just a built-in camera on my MacBook or my phone, which the phone has a very good image quality, but I just hate working on my phone. I can't stand it. So I said, what would be a good camera to use? And he told me that he has the Panasonic Lumix GH5. And he said, I don't know, this is what I'm using. You know, when he sits and does his readings and shit, or he does like a live chat like this. So I went ahead and said, okay, fuck it. Grabbed it up. And I opened that damn thing up, and it's got all these fucking professional ass settings for, it's not just a camera that you turn on and talk to. It's got all these different settings and all this crazy shit. And I was like, yo, man, can I just bring it in there and have you show me? He said, yeah, absolutely. So we're meeting up tomorrow anyway to do another episode of the show that we have now. So yes, that was part of why I moved here. Part of it. I saw a few people kind of already knew that when I was telling you that there's two big things that I'm doing with my career. Two big things. And I saw so many people in the comments. Oh, High Vibe Studios. Yep, you got it. That's part of it. That's part of it. I'm not done yet. I still got one more big thing that I'm doing here. And this, I think, the next big thing coming up is arguably bigger than anything I ever could have imagined doing. It's pretty fucking big. And if everything goes as planned, this is going to be the biggest thing that has ever happened in my career. And this is going to blow my career up beyond anything that I ever could have imagined possible. You know, so not done yet. But yes, that was part of it. Yes, that was part of it. We have and that's, like I said, why I got this funny feeling to reach out to him. We just hung out for a day, and then I don't know how it got brought up where he said, oh, I said something like, well, shit, if you ever need like a speaker or something like that, let me know. And he goes, shit, you can come speak at the New Year's Eve event. And I'm like, oh shit, okay. So that's where we planned that. None of this shit was planned out. It all just kind of happened randomly on the fly. And then that night, before I went on stage and did that speech, I said, yo, would you be interested in a collab? Would you be interested in working together? Because our lease is about to expire and we're going to be moving. We just can't figure out where to move. So if you'd like to work together, fuck it, we'll just move here. You know? So that's how all that was set up. And now we have this new show on the High Vibe TV that's going to be, as of now, every Monday. As of now. And this is going to be cool because it's totally uncensored, dude. Totally uncensored. I think that's going to be my favorite part about it. Because so many times people have been asking me, what's your opinion on this? What's your opinion on that? What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And I'm like, fuck, if I talk about that, they're going to shut my channel down. You know? I've had to be real sneaky and slick about how I awaken people. You know? Real sneaky and slick. So I have not assumed the role as a warrior on the front lines. It's not the role that I've been playing in this light worker movement. The role that I've been playing is I teach you how to take control of your own energy. And if I can figure out how to teach you how to take control of your energy, your eyes will open and you'll see the truth. That makes sense? I don't need to stand up here and tell you what they're doing to you and all the lies they've been telling and all that stuff. I don't need to do that. Once I teach you how to take control of your own energy, you'll start realizing who has been manipulating you. I don't have to tell you, and you'll see the truth. Does it make sense? So honestly though, I haven't really enjoyed doing it that way. I wish I could just stand up here and tell what I know and talk about the things that I know and give some of my opinions and whatnot. But it's like, dude, my whole family is fed and taken care of by my YouTube channel, so finally going over there on the High Vibe TV, we're going to be able to, it's no limits. He says, we talk about whatever. There's no limits. And I'm like, that's fucking cool. Usually if you go to work for somebody on some sort of TV network, oh, you can't talk about this, don't talk about that, and let's talk about this, can't talk about that. Not like that over there. No script, there's no nothing. He said, just talk about whatever you want, so that's going to be super, super cool. Super cool the more that gets kicked off and rolling. Yeah, the cinematography is amazing on High Vibe because he has all professional equipment. All professional fucking cinema cameras. He has cinema cameras. Like nothing he has in that studio. Like he went fucking all out. He has so much professional equipment and all these sets. It's like this big building you walk through and he has all these little sets, and he has one that's set up to look like a house and it has a little fireplace and stuff like that. That's all inside a studio. Fucking blew my mind. I was like, God damn, I didn't know you had all this shit going on. I didn't know, Fucking cool though, man. Cool as shit. So anyway though, yeah, I'm gonna be kicking another one of those off tomorrow. So yep. And so here's what I'm doing with that too. So far, the idea is, the podcast that I started back last year where I was interviewing people and whatnot. And that just kind of slowed and came to a halt. And I just backed off and backed away from it. I'm taking that and moving it over to High Vibe TV and calling my show The Awakening Experience. I ran that by him. He said, that sounds like a fucking awesome idea. So yeah, just reinventing the awakening experience. So that was an example of a knock on the door. I spent all of 2022 knocking on doors. Okay. This is the shit that I tell you all about all the time. You have to start doing something, even if you're headed in the wrong direction. You got to start knocking on doors and seeing what door will open. So for all of 2022, I tried everything. I played around with a little MLM. I started a podcast, did a couple other little things behind the scenes. I did all kinds of things, and because I knew it's time to grow, it's time to expand. And because every year we were living in Vegas, our growth was plateauing more and more and more. So if you look at it like a graph of an upward trajectory. So my whole life, my whole path, ever since living under the bridge, I've been a straight trajectory upwards, and then we moved to Vegas, and the first year we did like this. The second year we did like this. The third year we did like this. If we would have stayed in Vegas one more year, we would have completely plateaued. No growth, So anyway, man, I'm just kind of all over the place this morning. Yeah, well, that's the goal. That's the reason why. That's the reason why I'm explaining all this to y'all, because I want to be able, because like the people that are out there on the path trying to do something, I want you to be able to see what I'm going through, and I want to be able to explain it so that you can know how to apply it to your life. So yeah, I spent all of 2022 knocking on doors, trying new things. I'm like, it's time to expand. It's time for something new. I don't know what, but something. So you're one big mistake that a lot of people make. A lot of clients come to me and they ask me this, like, what am I supposed to do next? I'm like, that's not the way you want to look at it. Don't look at it like that. Do not look at it like that. First of all, the universe isn't even going to tell you. Universe is not going to tell me what you're supposed to do next. It doesn't work that way. The way it works is you have to get the courage to set foot on a path, some path, any path. You have to start moving first. See, we have this thing that we want to do where we would just want to sit back and sit still and not do anything. And until the universe says, okay, do this. And it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. The universe is not going to tell you what door to walk up to. You just got to start knocking on doors. You have to pick a path and start walking first. And then the universe can take you by the hand and start guiding you in the right direction. The universe can take the wheel, but that's all it can do. You got to do the rest. You got to do the rest. You got to, like for example, here's an example I give my clients sometimes. If you imagine that you're sitting in the middle of Nashville, Tennessee, and your goal is to make it to New York, most people will just sit there and not do nothing, wondering, well, what highway am I supposed to take? I don't know what highway to take. What highway am I supposed to take? And that's the wrong way to look at it. It doesn't matter what highway you take. You could go south towards Florida. But you have to understand that once you get on the highway, here's the thing that nobody likes to tell you. The universe will take the wheel. Watch the signs. The universe will take the wheel. Okay, take this exit now. Now take this exit. And you could do a complete 180-degree turnaround. You could be headed in the complete and total wrong direction. But as long as you get on a path and start moving, you'll be led to where you need to go. That's the part of developing your own personal relationship with the universe, you know? So yeah, I'm going through it now. I'm on that path. It's crazy. It's scary. It's weird. But honestly, it has to be. Yes, I miss the comfort. Yes, I do. I miss the comfort. I miss the stability. And it's not that we're not stable now. It's not like that. It's just that, I don't know. It's so weird. It's just weird to have the feeling of home. Weird for me. Weird for me. The only time that I ever felt at home was the house that I grew up in. So that I have experienced, the house that I grew up in, my childhood home. But that came to an end when I was 23. So ever since I was 23 years old, which I'm a fucking baby, basically, over 10 years, ever since age 23, I have never felt at home, ever. So, yeah, from age 23 all the way up to 33, 10 years, that's the first time that I ever get to experience what it feels like being at home. This is my home. And it's just weird. And then walking away from that makes trying to get back into my old mindset really hard. My old mindset of, okay, on to the next place. All right, time to bounce. Makes it really hard to get back into that mentality because I finally found that comfort and that stability for the first time in my life. So having to force myself outside of my comfort zone in a way that I have never experienced before. Difficult, man. Difficult. Anywho, what are y'all up to? I'm about to be getting off here in a couple of minutes. Yep, I'm going to try. I know I always say this. I say this every single time, but I'm going to try to make it a routine to get on here and chat at least once, like on a Saturday or a Sunday. Try to make that the little routine. So anyway, yeah, getting her all set up here. And yeah, speaking of professional, now I finally feel like I have a professional studio set up. Only thing I'm not 100% satisfied with is my mic. It's the only thing I don't really like. And that's just a personal preference. Lots of podcasters use this mic. It's good. It does what it needs to do. I like the Shure mics better. like the ones that Leo King has. I like those. I've been wanting one of those. I just got this because this was the best one that they had at Best Buy. When I made that decision, I'm going to go start a podcast. I was like, well, I need a mic. Can't have a podcast without a fucking mic, So I went to Best Buy, and this was just the best one that they had there. It's only like $150, man. But yeah. Anyway, though, yeah, getting this. Got my soundproof panels, dude. I've been envisioning this for a while. The soundproof panels over there in Vegas. Well, when we first moved into that house, we had nothing. So the house was empty and it was echoey. It was really echoey. I was like, I do not want another echoey ass house. So I remember I was like, wherever we move into next, I'm filling it with the soundproof panels so it's not echoey. But yeah, got my professional lights, camera, mic. Shit, man, we upgrading in 2023, yo. We upgrading. Anyway, probably gonna go on ahead and head on out of here, y'all. Just wanted to touch base with you. If I end up maybe like next weekend or something like that, if I end up waking up earlier, like I woke up a little bit later than I normally do this morning. I got up at 6. Normally I like to get up at 5. So maybe if I get up a little bit earlier next weekend, I'll get on here and have like a full hour chat. But for now, I hear everybody out there moving around. I don't know who's awake, but probably time to go ahead and get breakfast started and get our day started, and got to get my work day started. And yeah. Anyway, thanks for tuning in and listening to me blab and run my mouth. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day.